What's good? Game on, Wisconsin. It's your boy, Bernie Bango. Amar will be joining us here in just a moment for coast to coast post game. Man, I wish I was eating crow right now, but this is just kind of how I said how this might play out. And it was frustrating to watch. There was a lot of moments there that maybe thought that we were going to pull it out. But before we get into that, before Amar jumps in here with us, I just want to throw out our sponsor. Just want to say a thank you to our sponsor, Tundra Town Clothing Company. Go check out their clothing at tundratownclothingco.etsy.com. Use our code Game On Wisconsin or Game On We. Use that code. Save yourself some money on your order. I'm rocking it right now. This hat right here. This is the Tradition of Excellence trucker hat. And then I got this legendary Vince Lombardi 3/4 sleeve shirt, man. 100% cotton, locally printed in Green Bay. Get yours today. But let's get into this, man. I'm just going to work on the comment section right now. So if you're here, throw down in the comment section because we're doing some knee-jerk reactions right now. Give me your knee-jerk reactions to this game, please. That's what I want. I want your knee-jerk reactions right now. True North Packers fan, I told you Eric Stokes would struggle. All right. Hey, joining me, welcome to the stage, Kedrick Stumbris. What's up, man? We're just doing some knee-jerk reactions right now. And Amar should be joining us here in a little bit. So if you have anything to say about any of these knee-jerk reactions right now, they are soft. Every flipping year, I know it, and the league knows it. No pride in crunch time.
Look, that was a gross game, but I don't know that I'm ready to call this Green Bay Packers team soft. I know both teams had to play on the same playing surface, but the playing surface was gross. You had players slipping all over the place. I certainly have some questions about particularly like the linebackers coming out of this one, but like I don't know. I don't know if they're soft. I wasn't super impressed with like the 2-point conversion effort in that run by Josh Jacobs. That did look maybe a little soft. Maybe I'm a little nostalgic for a fullback dive. But week one is always weird, right? Like remember the Bears kind of not blew out, but like decisively beat the 49ers not too long ago in week one in a weird game. Like taking away too much from week one is hard to do, you know?
And so True North Packers fan here says that preseason game was rough, lots of area for improvement. I mean, right away I thought to myself, when we couldn't convert those first two turnovers into touchdowns and go to a 14-0 lead, I thought to myself, this offense doesn't look like they hit pay dirt on the third play from preseason, and they thought that was that. We're good to go. And it's still going to be rough next game probably too. There's some red zone woes there. Is that just something that football teams in Wisconsin have issues with? Is reds like scoring in the red zone? I hope we don't see that tomorrow. But
yeah, I was about to say, ask me that question again 24 hours from now.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll have a better answer. Gosh, I don't know. Like Jordan Love was a little bit off tonight. There were a few missed throws there to guys like Dontavian Wicks. Obviously, you had the early touchdown waved away by penalty to Jaden Reed, and maybe that makes this game different. Again, week one is always weird. I have a hard time taking big thoughts away from week one, particularly from this Green Bay Packers team, which in the past has shown a tendency to just not really show up in week one. Aside from last season against the Bears on the road, when have we seen this team really show up in week one? I think about the neutral site debacle against the New Orleans Saints in Jacksonville, for example, right? This team sometimes is just weird in week one. You're installing a new defensive scheme. I understand the Eagles have new coordinators on both sides of the ball, but this might just be a weird week. It's a weird travel week. I don't know. I am not really inclined to take a lot away from this week. I don't know. What about you, Bernie?
I knew the offense was going to be clunky, and it showed it right away. And I thought to myself, you know what? It took to like week, I don't know, was it 8 or 9, 10 last year? I'm like, maybe this year it'll be week 4 or 5. If and that's the case, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
The defense, I don't think we're gonna see. I think a lot of people angry on. I'm sure they're angry on Twitter or X right now. We'll see it more tomorrow. But I don't think you're gonna see this defense playing well until after the bye week. And so what we have to hope for is that like the defense is maybe in top 10 in like takeaways and sacks at this, but maybe they're still giving up points and yards right now as they figure it out. But you get those big plays, those game-changing plays. You got to take advantage of those extra opportunities, and the Packers did not tonight. So my biggest knee-jerk reaction out of that is that like you could have jumped out to a 2-score lead, but your red zone offense stalled, and so that's my biggest knee-jerk reaction. I'm not going to get too crazy with the defense. To me, that offense has got to. I mean, come on, this is like the same weapons. The red zone offense should look better in year 2, even if it is early. Oh, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good. Are you eating?
I am so hammered right now. I'm sorry. I have no words right now. Not only did we lose the game, but Jordan may or may not have had a bad ankle to knee injury, and I am just, I'm not good right now. Like at all. I'm in Philadelphia right now. All my boys are talking all kinds of crap, and I ain't feeling it right now. We should have been up 3 scores from the moment we had 2 turnovers and a turnover on downs, and I am wow. Well, how y'all doing?
I don't know. Well, I talked about the red zone, the offense not executing in the red zone is where I went, and Kedrick, where did you go?
Well, I went to trying to take less away from week one here than I think others are, just because of the nature of teams under Matt LaFleur. But I think there's a point here to discuss of my immediate reaction to that Jordan Love clip on that penultimate play of the game was it didn't look good. The knee got twisted up a little bit. It didn't look great. I was really worried. I know that we saw him walking around on the sideline. It kind of looked like he was fine, but that's not great. And the playing surface was clearly not
terrible.
conducive to safe
Terrible.
conditions for ankles, knees, lower body joints, all around. Yeah, you really have to hope and pray if you're a Green Bay Packers fan. This is not much of anything serious, because that would be a really horrible way to end week 1.
I agree.
Well, I guess that this rolls us right into what went wrong. And, I was going to be accepting of everything that went wrong this game until the very end there, where that play ends the game pretty much. And like, we'll see how serious it is. I'm praying that it just triggered like a spasm of cramps. I have personally gotten cramps, man, that like I am in agony and pain rolling out of bed. And so I'm hoping that like he just had like a spasm, because like you guys saw him, they were hitting him with like the massage gun on the sideline during the game, all up and down his calves. Maybe it's like a minor sprain, and like the sprain also was followed by cramps in that moment too. Like, it's like promising that he was walking around, but at the same time, sprains can be crazy. You can be walking around for a few hours, you go to bed and you wake up and all of a sudden your ankle's like twice the size, and it's more stiff and painful. Sprains are wild things, especially if you have them taped up. I'm guessing he probably has his ankles taped up already, and then he's out there playing. And as soon as you take that tape off, that sometimes that ankle will blow up. And we'll see, man. We'll hear more. And like, we need to, I say, freaking boycott a shit ass surface like that, man. People are saying it's supposed to be the same surface they play on in Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is or isn't.
Yeah,
The report being that, look, the playing surface here, only 2 teams in the NFL have the same surface on their home field, and those 2 teams are the Eagles and Packers. I don't know how true that is. I guess I would need to dive into that myself, but like
4chan Sports. It came from 4chan Sports.
Yeah, my guess is that isn't real. But like a crazy coincidence that if it is, again, my guess is that is not accurate, because that's just a too odd of a coincidence if that is true.
Yeah. And maybe it's the same like process or same. I don't know. I doubt they're using this like the same things down there with that field, the same grass. No. Like you're telling me the grass grows and lives the same because it's a blend of like live grass and synthetic grass or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But we're so we know what went wrong. Do we have some things that went well? Can we talk about some things that went well?
Apart from the fourth quarter missed kick, I thought Brandon Narvison actually looked pretty good.
I agree.
Like he from reports from people actually on the ground, he was hitting from deep in pregame warmups. And basically every other kick besides the one that he missed was a no-doubter, and I know that is hand waving away a little bit, the one that he did miss, but it's not that this team had other great options at kicker coming into this game, and that was a big concern. So I'm glad to see that happened. Also, man, Jaden Reed maybe put into rest really early this wide receiver 1 debate, because not only as a receiving threat, but a guy in short yardage, a guy out of the backfield, really, really explosive from speed, the agility, making guys miss. There's almost nothing that you didn't see from Jaden Reed tonight. So I thought that was really exciting. Probably the biggest positive takeaway from the Green Bay Packers this evening on a night where some guys like your new running back Josh Jacobs were maybe a little disappointing. I thought Jaden Reed was probably the biggest positive takeaway.
Yeah. Jacobs had a couple nice runs in the game, but there was a few times where he cut it outside when the run was designed for the inside. And when you're an offensive lineman, you're blocking a certain way if the run is going to the inside. And when he cuts it outside and you're not expecting that to happen, that triggers those holding calls to happen more often. The offensive lineman still shouldn't be caught, but it's just the nature of the game and the blocking scheme and the way they play. So when Jacobs keeps continuously bouncing those outside like that, you're just going to have a higher chance of offensive linemen getting caught for those holds. Something that went well, another fan here dropped it in here, Xavier McKinney. He showed his presence really early in the game. I saw someone post something about how Xavier McKinney already owns Jalen Hurts or whatever, and then the thing had like him picking Jalen Hurts off a couple times, in his time in the Giants. So for him to do that right away early in the game, I thought it was a good sign. I was like, oh man, this is exactly what would need to happen for the Packers to come out and like start this game strong. So the defense came out, I feel like, and they threw a haymaker right away in the first round, and then the offense couldn't capitalize. Obviously, the defense ended up giving up a lot, but what are some things that maybe went well with the defense?
I mean, defensively speaking, like I felt like minus the footing, we showed up, right? Like you had a turnover by McKinney, you had a turnover by Wyatt, you had, probably 2 or 3 turnover on down, 3 and outs, right? And defensively speaking, like they did the job. Offensively, they made their moments, but when you had their neck, like you had their foot on their neck, you did not capitalize, right? Like every single one of those, like the interception, the fumble, those should have been touchdowns. And, 3 and out, touchdown. And we should have been up 21-0. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And then we had the, missed field goal. I was expecting the offense to kind of hit the ground running. There was a lot of miscues on offense. I think I may have counted on my own, off the top of my head, maybe 3 to 4 drop passes, right? And when you're playing a team like Philadelphia on a neutral ground, you have to capitalize. Because if you don't, they're the kind of team, as you saw, where, they're a 4-down territory almost all the time. With that tush push, and not even that, with Saquon Barkley now in the backfield, there's nothing they can't do on offense, right? And I think Halfway did a good job, but not enough. And our offensive, we just could not get the job done. And I apologize in advance. I'm hammered, so bear with me, guys.
Listen. I am coming from a wedding right now, so like we're not. You're not alone.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. For all that we can say about the defense, the offense here has no excuses. It's not to say that the offense didn't put up points and maybe a sufficient number of points, but given the situation that the offense found itself in early in the game, starting 2 drives in plus territory and failing to convert a touchdown on either one of those, failing to convert a 2-point conversion from the 1-yard line in another instance. And really the biggest change in personnel on offense this season is the running back, where you think you probably improved a little bit at running back from last season to this. There's not a lot of excuses to not take advantage of that, particularly against an Eagles defense that has a new coordinator, is shorthanded at linebacker, is relying on a lot of youth at defensive back, particularly at cornerback, when this Packers offense thinks that it has significant talent at wide receiver. There's not a lot of excuses for this offense to not punch in when it's being handed opportunities, and this offense was handed a couple of opportunities tonight and just couldn't finish the job. You can complain about the defense, but I think if either one of, and yeah, it's because it's one possession game. It's very easy to say this. If either one of the sides of the ball had stepped up just a little bit, I think there's a win here tonight for the Packers. But yeah, I think I'm maybe more disappointed in the offense because I had higher expectations for them coming into tonight.
Yeah. I definitely I think that's I probably what
ankle.
how everyone's feeling about that right now is that this offense did not capitalize. And Heath Soder says Jones made a lot out of nothing last year. Jacobs did not do that.
I agree.
Yeah, a couple times it just felt like I don't know. It was just like he just like ran into the back of somebody, or he was trying to run around everybody. And
the 2-point conversion play.
Oh man,
it just looks soft. Like not only we can complain about the play call, right? We're like Matt LaFleur, like why are you not reaching into your bag of tricks a little bit, right? I know you got stuff in there. It's like why is there not anything other than halfback dive in there right now? But even still, it just did not look like Josh Jacobs ran particularly hard on that play. I don't know if he was just trying to wait out looking for the right hole, but yeah, I was unimpressed with the debut of Josh Jacobs as a Green Bay Packer tonight.
Here's my feeling about 2-point conversions is if you line up big like that, you throw out of it. If you want to run, you spread out your offense. You go on the spread and then run the ball.
You line up and report Jordan Morgan as an eligible receiver and then do nothing? What are we doing seriously here? Come on.
And so I hope that they were treating this as a fourth preseason game, and we were going like 90% speed right now or something. I don't know. But I just he might be back. Okay. But I want to go into just thoughts and feelings going forward from this.
I mean, it's kind of sad. Like, when you look at it, it felt like the offense was like back to week 1 through 7 last time, right? Like, it was like he didn't let it rip. He just was playing behind line of scrimmage, playing safe. And I'm just like, dude, LaFleur, what are you doing? Like, you already learned this is what get the job done. And right now, the only thing that matters is Jordan Love's health. That is 100% paramount. Like, I'm not saying our season is done if he's hurt, but like, we need him okay. We need him. It's not even the fact that like he is the best option for us, but it's one of those things where it's like, from a morale standpoint, like this is the guy that everyone's banked on. This is the guy that everyone has gotten comfortable with. Malik Willis comes into a situation where he's like backup quarterback to now starting. It just doesn't work. And then, do we want Sean Clifford out there? No, we don't. And so, man, I just need him okay. Like, I know that, some people are saying ankle, and I'm hoping to God it's just ankle, and it's like a high ankle sprain or whatever it is. But he was walking on the sideline. I don't think he would have been walking if he had an ACL or anything like that. So I'm just hoping that was a knee sprain or maybe an ankle sprain. He's over it. And you know what? Week 1 against the Saints in 2021, we got blown out. And we became the number 1 seed afterwards. So if we lose this game against the Philadelphia Eagles, it sucks. We had that game. It wasn't as close as that the Saints game was a blowout. This was not a blowout, but it's fine. Like, you take your lumps now, you kind of progress from there. I just don't like the fact that we come out flat again on an opening week against a team that I feel like we should have blown them out. Like, we definitely should have blown them out.
I don't know that I would say that the Packers came out flat tonight. I think you certainly could have expected more. These are clearly two teams that are feeling themselves out, right? Philadelphia has new play callers on both sides of the ball. Green Bay has a new defensive coordinator, a new defensive scheme. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I would have expected more out of the offense tonight, given all the circumstances. But I don't necessarily think this team came out flat, and I think it's hard for me to judge this team is coming out flat when there are some issues like missed tackles, right? Which I think typically I would say week one is an issue of coming out flat, but some of these things like Jair Alexander missing Saquon on the boundary, is that him missing a tackle, or is that him not getting the right footing and being able to tackle on the playing surface? Like I'm not totally sure. So I'm not totally prepared to say the Packers came out flat here either way. And maybe that means that Eagles look better or worse so far the rest of the season, right? I'm not sure. Week one is always a little bit odd. Yeah, I clearly, if this team has to go a couple of weeks with Malik Willis moving forward, it's not going to be fun. We've only seen 2 plays, and the 2 plays that we did see, I did not find particularly compelling. You just had a full-on missed throw, but on the first run around by Malik Willis, and then the second time, a guy scrambling and just not able to make anything out of anything. I was not impressed. Granted, very, very, very small sample size.
I was just hoping to see the old heave-ho to the end zone. You know, just come on, like
yeah. That's the thing, is that's the only reason I was hoping to see Jordan Love check back in there after one snap of Malik Willis was give me some guy that I think can maybe get the ball to the end zone from midfield. And we didn't even get to see any opportunity of that from Malik Willis. I do want to cycle back around to the defense for a second here and ask the question, like, what is going to happen to Quay Walker? He did not look good tonight. He, for the speedy guy that he is, for a guy with some real physical attributes from real athletic numbers, he does not seem able to execute against NFL offenses, whether it's actually reading runs and getting his run fits correctly, or getting into his run fits correctly, or being able to execute after identifying those run fits. Quay Walker continues to mystify me year over year, and that doesn't give me a lot of confidence for the other linebacker that the Packers recently drafted that is a lot like Quay Walker in Edge Cooper, who I know we didn't see a ton of tonight, but saw some of in some packages. Look, if you want a Quay Walker physical type, which is what the Packers seem to be going for by the fact that they drafted Edgerrin Cooper, like, throw Edgerrin Cooper out there instead of Quay Walker, who might have the same physical kind of attributes, but clearly, I think we know doesn't have the mental attributes that we need at inside linebacker here for the Packers. Like, let's try something else. I'm a little tired of the Quay Walker experiment, and maybe I'm out too early on that, but I'm a little tired of watching Quay Walker not do what he should be doing out there on the field.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the season and hope to see improvement through this season under the new scheme, and I'm gonna chalk this up to week one. Keith Soder says Walker is a guy that needs reps in the new defense. The football IQ never seemed to be a strength with him.
But like, I don't know. Look, he had 2 years under the old defense to do it, and he didn't look great under that either. Not to mention the first year under the old defense ended with him pushing a training staff official, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I know that's not the same thing. I know it's like maybe borderline, probably maybe certainly an unfair criticism, but I just have not seen anything apart from college production and combine numbers that tell me that Quay Walker is ready to be an integral piece of this defense.
Yeah. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this defense evolve this season, because could you end up seeing Hopper later in the season starting to get reps? Like, you see more Cooper, less Quay. They need help. It seems like they need help because then it's like we got Eric Wilson, we got Isaiah McDuffie. This is a position. This is a position. Maybe next season you draft in this area again.
Well, and a name you don't even mention is Teron Hopper, who comes in this draft and is clearly not ready to contribute to this team at a starting caliber level at all. I mean, still, I'm going to need to see a lot more from the picks at linebacker here this season before I declare that as anything more than the big fat question mark that I gave that on draft night. That was, I didn't see anything tonight that gave me any kind of confidence in Edge Cooper or Teron Hopper, and I have not had confidence in them at all yet.
Yeah. All right, so the Packers have fallen to 0-1, but Amar, remember what I said? What are the Packers going to do after this game now?
8-1. 8-1. But
I think they go.
I'm just hoping to God that he is okay, because they showed a picture of his knee popping, and I am not well right now. I am just not well.
They got a different camera angle now, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, oh man,
It looked gross. It looked gross.
Yeah. Bernie, I hope you're right, man. I really hope you're right, because
I didn't see. I saw the replays during the game, and then I came up to my studio, so I didn't stay after the game. Did they show it some more?
Yeah, Warren Sharp put out a clip where he showed the knee popping, but with a knee popping, it could be a kneecap dislocation, which is a faster recovery in comparison to a ACL, right? But it just didn't look good. None of it looked good. I just don't know what's going to happen right now. I'm telling you right now, like, I'm sick. I lose a game. I don't care about losing a game, but him being banged up, no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not well right now.
Okay, Amar, Heath Soder says, "Do we need to go to Philly, Amar?"
No, you do not, because I'm here, and I wish I was home right now.
Yeah, I bet, man. Yeah, you're a brave soul. You're a brave soul for that one, for that move.
It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but hey, going forward, next week it's the home opener. We have the Colts, and so any last words for this evening? Whether it's to put a bow on this game and what you're looking forward to next week. We'll just go around here and give some last words before we dip out of here for the evening.
I mean, honestly, for me, I'm just hoping Jordan Love's okay. He plays next week, and our offense just finds a way to find some rhythm. I mean, defensively, we had our moments, and I think that if we'd have capitalized on those moments, we would be having a different conversation right now. So that's mine.
Kedrick, any last words? Is he frozen?
Oh,
He is.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
There
hey,
you
not,
go.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
yeah.
Yeah, echoing my sincere concerns about Jordan Love and his knee, because man, throw everything any of us have said about this entire season out the window. If it's the case that his knee just got shredded, and throw like, well, one, I don't know. Let's throw a positive spin on it. Good for him for inking the deal this offseason. If he just shredded his knee, good for him for getting the bag regardless. Good for him for getting the biggest signing bonus in NFL history right now. Because who the heck knows what's going to happen after tonight? Good for him. Get your money, man. Let's assume Jordan Love can come back healthy, which I'm not ready to assume that. But even if that is the case, best case scenario, just wipe your hands of week one. Week one is weird. You don't know if it means anything. And the Colts are a much different opponent than the Eagles are. You hope to see something different. Get on that flight home, get back to Lambeau, and get ready for the rest of the football season. And if Jordan Love is hurt, I let's go Brewers.
Yeah, go Brewers. Well,
I
if
feel you,
Love,
bro, but
well, hey, it's if Love is seriously hurt, it's gonna hurt all season. But when we go to the draft, when I'm at the draft, then if we have like a top 10 pick, that might be a little cooler, like being there and seeing it. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more gross than going into hosting the drafts after a lackluster season. Like, that can't be.
No,
definitely not.
So it's just like there's no good spin. There's no way to put a spin on this. There's this loss of love, this potential loss of love, and so I guess my last words are, this loss hurts. I hope Love, if he needs to take a week or two and he's back in a week or two, I'm gonna feel a lot better tomorrow. But hopefully, if it's only a week or two and he comes back, all I gotta say is when we beat the Eagles in the playoffs later, it's gonna be that much sweeter. And so looking into next week, I guess it's just like if Love is questionable or anything like that, I say it's just like, dude, just rest, take 1 week off. I don't know, man. I'm nervous as hell now, and I was trying to be really optimistic, but now that I didn't see that post you're talking about, Amar, so now you got me worried. I have to go look at that. Probably going to be a lot of cheeseheads flipping through Twitter tonight looking for updates.
Dude, I'm supposed to go to this game next month in Jacksonville. Like, I'm not. If Jordan Love's knee is busted, like, I'm not going to that freaking game. Are you kidding? No, pass. Big pass on that.
Yeah. But, all right, you still there, Amar?
I am. Sorry.
All right. No, you're good, man. I was just going to say, I was going to thank everyone for swinging by and dropping in tonight. And this is Kedrick and Kedrick. Just hey, thanks for dropping in, man. This was just on a whim. I was like, hey, man, you want to get into this post game show quick? And glad you could drop in. So if you want to give a quick shout out or anything, and let the people know what you do.
Oh no, why not? Thanks a lot for letting me hang here tonight. I cover the Wisconsin Badgers football, basketball teams, and a little bit more than that for Athlon Sports. You can find me on my handle. You can see on the screen here at Kedrick Stumbris. Yeah, big fan of y'all. Coast to Coast Packers. Great show. Love everything y'all are doing, and looking forward to hopefully being a bigger part in the coming weeks, days ahead.
Yes, definitely. And then Amar, any last things
I'm
to
good,
say?
man. I'm
Are you
gonna be
good?
refreshing Twitter until it goes to sleep, until I go to sleep and wake up and hope to
True.
God that love is okay. That's at this point. I'm not drinking anymore. I just need to make sure my boy's okay. That's all I care about
Yeah.
at this point.
Hydrate, man. Get yourself a big greasy burger. Well,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
and and hey, just one last time, go check out TundraTown Clothing Co.etsy.com. Get your Packers gear. Use our discount code Game On We, Game On Wisconsin. But that's our time. Y'all get to bed. It's late. And as always, go Pack Go.
Go Pat.